Hey guys, okay, so let's start. So we're gonna be going over the clothes. So first we have polo shirt. So polo shirt is polo shapik. A dress is azgest. Hoodie, we just say hoodie. High heels are gonna be bartra garungner. Bartra garungner. Flip-flops are gonna be, you can either say the Farsi tsev, which is chustikner, or you can say the actual Armenian word, which is hora top. Hora means soil or dirt, and top basically means drop. So I'm not really sure why it's like that, but it kind of makes sense because you put flip-flops on the ground. So hora top. Now we have t-shirt or a shirt. It's gonna be shopik. For a suit, you could say bachkon for the top half, or you could say bachkon shalvar for the bottom half. But collectively, if you're talking about the whole suit, you're gonna say costum. It's Latin. Costum. So cap or a hat is gonna be galchark. Socks, gulpaner. Verarku is a coat. Verarku. Shoes. So shoes is gonna be koshikner. So jeans, you can either just say you can say tabat, or you could say jeans. Tabat or jeans. Skirt. So the way this word was created, I guess, was when you have a skirt, there's a hole for the person to or the woman to go through, and that's going to be what. So a skirt, there's a hole for the person to go through, and that's basically kind of a circular shape. So that's why we get gisa, which means like a portion or partly. Sharja, circular or relating to circle. Azgest, dress. Kisa sharjazgest. And the reason I broke it down like that and with the dashes is just to help you guys out. So kisa sharjazgest. Now a short is gonna be kisa tabat. So a short is gonna be kisa tabat, like part of pants, or like split pants, I guess. Or you could just say shortik. Now a bra, so the chosak takan zev is leaf, but if you want to say the formal way, garakan zeva, you say kurtskel. No, sorry. If you want to say the garakan zev, you say kurtskal. A scarf is just sharf. A swimsuit is lorazgest, and this also applies to swimming trunks. Lorazgest. Gloves are zernots. Sunglasses are arevain aknotsner, which means for sun glasses. Okay, and one thing I want to point out is that in Armenian we don't say aknotsner, we just say aknots. And the reason this is because aknots literally means glasses. So if we pluralize that word and we say aknotsner, it literally means glasses, which isn't right. So that's why it's just aknots. Okay, so now we have a leather jacket. So a leather jacket is going to be a gashve bijak. Now, next up is gym clothes. So gym clothes are going to be sportain shorer. A tie is going to be a bochkap. Blouse is a blouse. So boots, you can either say zamerain koshikner, which means winter shoes, Or you can say ashnanain goshikner, which means fall, like falls shoes. And then if you want to say sneakers or trainers, you're going to say sportain goshikner. And last but not least, we have sweater, which is going to be sviter. And I may not be saying that right, but I never said I was fluent in Russian, so we don't have a word for it in Armenian. Okay, so now we have danel. So danel is a very common action verb, and it means to put on. The only thing with this is you can't use it for clothing. It has to be for objects. So for example, a hat, like a gulkhark, it could be for shoes, like goshikner. It can be for boots, objects, or glasses, things like that. So it's pretty, gulkharkner, if I didn't already say that. It's going to be for things that you quickly just put on and you're done. It doesn't mean like I'm putting my arms through sleeves or there's holes in it. It's clothing, you know? It's not going to be things like that. So let's go through a few sentences. So first of all, yes, dնում եմ իմ գլխարկը. I'm putting on my hat. Դու դնում ես քո կոշիկները. And something to note is that when we're actually saying the verb, the R becomes an N. And of course, you're going to have your suffixes like M, S, and the pronouns. Yes, du, na, մենք, etc. Pretty straightforward. Haknel is going to be for the clothing. So it's going to be like, yes, hakնում եմ իմ շապիկը. Դու hakնում ես քո բաճկոնը. So it's just going to be things like just clothing. So whatever we couldn't say for darel, we're going to say for haknel. And then karel is just a formal way to say to wear. So it's just formal. Yes, կրում եմ իմ շապիկը, etc. Okay. And then we have barnel, which means to catch or to hold. And I really put this here for umbrella, which is going to be anzrevanot. So let's go on to a better action verb that you're going to need to know, which is going to be kapel. So kapel means to wrap. And you're going to use this for goti, which means belt. So for example, du kapum es ko gotin. The reason I add a na to the end is because it's an object and I'm doing an action to it.